It's estimated that every 4 seconds, someone somewhere in the U.S. has a stroke. When emergency treatment begins right away, there is a greater chance for survival. And as 12 News journalist Colleen Sikora reports, researchers at NAU are helping develop and test devices with the goal of making sure that everyone can make a full recovery.
If there was a place
This is an actual stroke treatment that we're trying to do here in the lab.
where the previously impossible became possible,
As engineers, 60% is not good enough, obviously. We want 100%.
it'd be at the Bioengineering Devices Laboratory at Northern Arizona University. Tim Becker leads that lab.
Some of the devices that are coming out, we can treat those issues in stroke and get up to 100% recovery. And that's what we're shooting for as engineers.
A surgical suite allowing he and his students to test devices to help treat strokes.
Instead of a real person here, we have a 3D printed model and a lot of silicone tubes. And these tubes represent all the vessels in the brain.
If you watch the gray, you'll see that actual blood clot just flew into the patient's vessel. Sophia is going to aspirate and actually pull the clot out. You'll see the pressure drop due to the clot. A little spike in our pressures, that is when the clot actually came out of the patient.
Trying to figure out what works best and why.
Putting all these pressures and these flows and all this stuff we can calculate, we can quantify, we can statistically say this device is 20% better than this one, or we can get 100% approval or treatment with this device over some of the older devices.
Not only testing existing ones,
We call it a benchtop to bedside kind of approach.
but designing new ones too, with a total of 4 in FDA approval.
I work on a device called the balloon mesh.
Wyatt Clark is a PhD student.
Hemorrhagic stroke happens when a weakening of the blood vessel creates an aneurysm, and over time it grows and it grows and it grows, and then eventually it pops, and that's called a brain bleed. And so my medical device is aimed at preventing brain bleeding.
PhD student Sophia Robertson
I'm taking these wires and I'm growing a polymer on top of the metal wire, and that's what this structure is.
working to create a coating to go on the devices that will eliminate the need for blood thinners.
This essentially shields the blood from the metal and prevents clot formation.
Hoping what starts here
To know that I am touching a device, I'm developing a device that hopefully nobody ever needs. But when they do need it, it's going to be there for them. All right, that's what keeps me going.
will bring hope to patients.
That's what the goal is to save the patients and also make it not scary anymore, because stroke is probably one of the more scary kind of issues you might have. So the more we can do to improve that, that's our goal.
Colleen Sikora, 12 News.